Call this meeting of the Board of Fremont County Commissioners to order. If you'll please rise and join us for an invocation from Mike Wooldridge from the Living World Foursquare, followed by the pledge. There you go.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for the health and the desire to be here this morning. Father God, I pray that all decisions and conclusions that are made in this room today would be those that are on your heart and in your mind. Father God, I ask a blessing on the city of Canyon City and the neighboring cities. I ask your blessing on everyone gathered here this morning and on all those they love. And I pray this in your most mighty name. And all the people said, Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike. Roll call, please.
Commissioner McFall?
Present.
Commissioner Bell?
Present.
Commissioner Grantham?
Yep.
County Attorney Bellis?
Present.
Tony Croce, County Administrator?
Present.
Dan Victoria, Planning and Zoning Director?
Present.
Thank you. Almost thought you were bidding on an auction item or something. Yep.
Yep. Well, George got me all worked up over it a little bit earlier because he's talking about the 4-H auction.
Oh, so you've been thinking. All right. Don't forget that. Keep that thought. It's only a little bit away, a month away. Move on to approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I know of no changes we need to make today, so I move to approve today's agenda as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Moving on to the consent agenda. Looking over, we are not scheduling any public hearings today. We're approving an extension of a 6-month lease to a BLM, to a hangar that BLM is, or an annex out at the airport BLM is using, and an intergovernmental agreement between Fremont County and the town of Williamsburg, town of Cold Creek, towns of Brookside and Rockvale regarding the use of asphalt emulsion.
Mr. Chair, I move the approval of the consent agenda, including
Second.
the items
Yep.
that you mentioned.
Second.
Second, have been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Moving on to administrative and informational, we're going to start with sales and use tax report. We have Mr. Sean Sutton, our Budget and Finance Officer, here this morning. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, all. How are we today?
Wonderful.
Good.
Good. Yep, so just go over the retail sales tax and auto use sales tax collection report for the months of May and April. So we'll start with the retail sales tax collection for the county. April 2024 totaled $805,574. This was $49,786 more than 2023. Year to date, we've collected a total of $2,922,080, which is $112,688 more than 2023, and we are ahead of budget by $172,080. The auto use sales tax collection for May totaled $120,930. This was $11,734 less than 2023. Year-to-date collections total $603,032, which is $12,729 more than 2023, and versus budget, again, we're ahead by $71,782. Lodging report for April totaled $275. This was $4,512 less than 2023. Year-to-date collections are $54,240, which is $9,551 less than 2023. So Don't expect many collections in May, and then we'll kind of go over like a mid-year review in June. So that would be a July kind of update for y'all and see what the lodging looks like through half the year. Sheriff retail sales tax portion for April totaled $537,049. This is $33,197 more than 2023 versus budget. We're at $1,948,053, which is $75,131 more than 2023, and again ahead of budget by $39,720. Last report, Sheriff Auto Use Sales Tax Collection portion totaled $80,620, which is $7,823 less than 2023. Year-to-date, total collections are $402,022, which is $8,486 more than 2023, and again ahead of budget by $58,272. So the next 4 months are typically higher collection months for the retail sales tax. So we'll monitor those as we move forward and look what 24 will bring.
I think it'll be interesting on the lodging one. I was talking to someone in the rafting guide industry the other day, and the numbers are down a little bit, but wondering what people are going to do with the way the economy is right now. And, you know, if they, instead of the 3 things they're going to go do, they're going to go do one of them. And I think we'll notice that with the lodging tax, which is an indication of their businesses as well. So
Sure.
if they're not heads in beds and they're not rears on a boat, I guess. I don't know.
There you go.
Had to be careful there. But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I also think when the economy is bad like this, people tend to stick closer to home. So instead of taking big vacations and going elsewhere, leaving the state of Colorado, they're going to stay here. And I would guess then that people from other states who generally come here may also be doing the same thing. So it's probably those out-of-staters that we will be missing some here this summer.
Makes sense.
Yep. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you,
Sure.
Sean.
Sure.
Moving on, we have a report from the County Administrator, Tony Croce. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'll start off with the following job opportunities that are posted within our county. The Sheriff's Office, we have an ongoing posting for detention deputy. The Department of Human Services, we have a caseworker 1, 2, and 3 in our intake unit that closes June 27th. The Department of Public Health, we have a prevention programs coordinator that closes July the 8th. And our Department of Transportation, we have an operator 1, 2, and 3 position that closes July 18th. So for more information about employment opportunities within Fremont County, please go to our county website at fremontcountyco.gov, or you can call our HR department at 719-276-7409. Just a quick update on the Grandview Bridge project. The noise from the pile driving for the bridge is complete and over, so that should make everyone around the area happy. The next steps for the next couple of weeks will be forming, reinforcing, pouring, and curing of concrete. After the concrete forms and reinforcing steel are installed, concrete trucks will be frequently in and out of the construction zone. So it sounds like they'll be pretty busy over there with traffic with the concrete trucks. And just a reminder that the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners is still accepting sealed proposals to provide comprehensive security services for the Fremont County Administration Building, our Garden Park Building, and the Department of Human Services Building. The selected firm will be responsible for ensuring the safety and security of county employees, visitors, and property at all times. Copies of the request for proposals and related documents for the services solicited are available through the Fremont County bid portal in the Other Resources tab of the Fremont County, Colorado homepage at fremontcountyco.gov. Proposals must be received no later than 2 p.m. local time on July 2nd, 2024. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. All right, move on to anyone else up here that might have something to say.
I have something brief
Commissioner Bell, brief.
this morning.
Okay.
Yes, as most of you are likely aware, next week we will be celebrating the 4th of July. That means 248 years as a country. And that means 2 years from now, we're going to be celebrating the 250th, you want my calculator?
I was just counting.
We will be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States of America and the 150th anniversary of the state of Colorado. And so I just wanted to remind you, there are lots and lots of events happening throughout Fremont County. Penrose, Florence, Canyon City, everyone has a lot of fireworks displays, parades, many other things happening. So happy 4th to everyone out there, and please stay safe. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Grantham.
What is foremost on a few people's minds today, including my own, just please get out and vote on the longest day of the year for those that are on the ballot.
No kidding there. Thank you, sir. I'll just mention a couple of things along with what Commissioner Bell was talking about. This year is the 100th year of the Fremont County Fair. Encourage everyone to get out and enjoy the fair. It's July 26th through August 3rd. The fair books are out. They came out in the shopper, but they're available. I think we have some in this building, but they're available at the Extension office out at Pathfinder. You don't have to be in 4-H or FFA to enter projects in the fair. There is an open category for your wares, your goods. Encourage everyone to come out and enjoy it. They have kind of themed days, the 1920s, 1930s, 40s, and so on. There will be rodeos the weekend of the 26th and the weekend of August 3rd. And then the fair kind of ends with the livestock auction, which is August 3rd, and then a rodeo to follow that. So Commissioner Grantham's already thinking about purchasing an animal out there, or George was, I don't know which one. But think about that, because those kids have put a lot of work in on those animals and deserve to sell those at the sale. And I can't go without saying fireworks cause fires. So even between now and then, be very careful when you're out there. If you notice there's a fire just south and east of us, it is in Pueblo County. I think it's up to around 300 acres today. It's in pretty rough terrain. They are working on it aerially, by air and by ground. The ground crews got pulled out. There have been some precautionary evacuations, I believe, but that's just an indication that one might have been started by lightning, but stuff is really dry and it's going to burn. So be very diligent when you're out there. Be very careful. If you are shooting off fireworks, please do them safely. Even in town, you don't want to burn your house down or the neighbor's house down, so be very careful. Okay. Did you have anything you needed to say for the clerk's office, Sammy?
Today is election day, so the voting center will be open 7 to 7. That's really about it.
Okay.
Thank you, and that's across the road in the Garden Park building.
Yes, that's in the
Yep.
Garden Park building.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else up here? All right, moving on. This is opportunity for citizens who wish to address commissioners for matters not scheduled on today's agenda. If there is anyone, now is the time. Okay, seeing no one, we will move on. We have no old business. We will jump right into new business. The first order is requesting an issuance of a malt venison spirituous fermented malt beverage special events permit to the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance for an event at Marchand Ranch Wedding and Event Center, 4807 County Road 9 in Canyon City, on July 11th from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay, in 2024. And we don't have Emmy here today. So I will turn to you, Sammy.
So, let's see. I don't remember specifically what the event is for.
This should be business after hours, I think? Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct. Out at Marchand Ranch. So yeah, it was turned in before the 45-day requirement. All the appropriate checks were submitted. The map was accurate. There's not much to report. This is probably the 6th event Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance has had, mostly at Marchand. All offices recommend approval.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
I have no questions, but I guess I would have a comment, Mr. Chair. As Sammy just mentioned, this is number 6 or 8 or 12 in a row of requests from the chamber to hold events, and a lot of those have been held at the Marchand Ranch. And so every time we hold these events, we have folks stand before us and tell us how they're going to control the alcohol, how they watch to make sure that no one underage is going to be drinking, to ensure that it will be remaining inside the permitted area, simply because we have had them before us so many times. I really do not have a problem with issuing this particular permit. And so if you're ready for a motion, Mr. Chair, I would be happy to make that.
Absolutely.
I also, let me say real briefly, the fact that all of our offices here in Fremont County recommend approval of this, that says a lot to us. So all of the back work has been done. The offices are very diligent in ensuring that an event like this should take place. So with that, Mr. Chair, I move to allow and approve the issuance of a malt, Venice, and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special events permit to the Royal Gorge Chamber, excuse me, Alliance for an event at Marchand Ranch Wedding and Event Center, 4807 Colorado State Highway 9, Canyon City, Colorado, on July 11th from 4 p.m. to midnight.
And I will second that with the comments, just to add on to Commissioner Bell. Because of the many times that the chamber has been before us and the venue in particular has been before us in the same capacity, it gives us a confidence, that they know what they're doing and that the answers would be what they always are. But even if they're not here to answer those questions, they are still subject to following all of those things, and they know that. And so that gives us a confidence to be able to do what we're doing. So,
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on, item number 2 is a request for modification for a hotel and restaurant called Our Place on the River, located at 10281 Highway 50 in Howard. And we have Patricia Snodgrass here this morning. Good morning. If you'll hit that button on the front, it'll come on there.
Good morning.
Hi.
Morning.
I wish my map had looked as nice as
The previous
the
one?
previous one. There was another one, though, that I sent to Sammy that had the
There is.
More recent.
dimensions on it.
There is.
Remember that you had asked? Okay, you guys got that?
Yes.
we
Okay,
did.
good, okay.
Thank you.
So my question on that new map is, you show County Road 45. Did you mean 47 instead of 45?
Probably.
Because it's 50,
Yeah, and it
47, and
kinda
45
winds
is,
around.
45 is on the other side of the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sorry about that.
Okay, so just explain a little more to us, if you would, what you're requesting here.
Sure. So we have current liquor boundaries that we talked to you about 6 months ago. We put a gate up on the deck that we already had with the no alcohol beyond this point sign. What we'd like to do is take the gate down. There's already steps that go underneath that existing deck. We kind of want to utilize that area potentially for dogs only or just dog owners because it's shady and nice. That would double our outdoor space. And then I think there's about 10 feet to a large tree. So we're going to do an additional 10, maybe 15 feet beyond the deck and just kind of wrap it around. Just expand our space.
And then in the front.
And then in the front, if possible, we have a front door to the cafe, and then you have to wind through the bar to get back to the deck. So we're finding a lot of our clientele would prefer to be closer to the cafe, closer to the coffee station. I think it's a little bit confusing for some people. And then you get sunlight in the morning and then in the afternoon in the back. So we would just like to also have 2 larger tables in the front of the cafe.
Okay. Any questions at this point?
Is on the left of this picture, that's the front facing the highway,
Yes.
correct?
50 would be right there.
And the map that you, or the new drawing that you sent us shows that that pushes out about 14 foot
Yes, sir.
from the building. How much space from that front corner of the addition to the highway right away is there to the highway?
You want me to make a guess?
At
I
least
should've had
three,
my-
at least 3 car
at
lengths
least
though,
three
because we
cars.
have parking spaces
Yes.
there.
Yeah,
Is that to the right of way or to the highway?
to the highway.
So probably about a car length from the right-of-way, then I would imagine. It's probably a 100-foot right-of-way. 50
So
foot.
there's a little,
They had recently repaved that area, and I'm not sure if they had done widening in front of there, but CDOT has recently been out and
well, they're doing
upgraded
it,
the
they're
area.
doing it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing the road right now.
construction.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, Commissioner Grant, the worry is the right-of-way of CDOT, which is usually 50 feet center line of the road.
Okay.
So if you have 3 car lengths to the road, from that point, you're going to be lucky to have a car length from the right-of-way.
Yeah, and it's probably not 3, I wouldn't think, Michelle. Maybe 2, 2.5. I mean, I know Dan has been there.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of space there.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just
so,
not
too.
exactly sure where their right of
I
way
don't either.
ends to and then where your structure begins.
Yeah, because I've been there several times too, and I don't think there's as much as you think there is.
Yeah, I don't think there's 3.
So I guess in caution of that, what you have here is fine, but I think with the building process of it, you'll have to make sure that you do not get into the right-of-way of 50, or 50.
50,
And that there is room to get by there, or park by there, or whatever.
All right.
Because like I say, it's usually 100, I'm sure that one's probably 100-foot right-of-way, which is 50 feet from the center line to
Okay.
your side and 50 feet the other side.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, that expresses my concern over just how close that is approaching
How it is to
the
be.
highway and the right-of-way. Like Commissioner McFall said, once you start creeping up on the right-of-way, but this would be taken care of in building permit process as far as the location.
It should, yeah.
Should be caught in there if it gets too
And we have been
close.
giving permission for additional parking from the Rocky Top Motel. So there's a lot more parking that goes, well,
Which is
west.
on this
East,
side,
yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
So during the building department review, it would wind up being down in my office for us checking the setbacks from that, so we can ensure that it would comply.
Okay.
And obviously, the one on the back is not really a concern, right?
Not really,
It doesn't
It's
jut
already
out
within there.
towards
It's
the
just-
county road.
Right, no, it goes, which direction is that? It goes
North-ish.
north-ish, yeah.
Ish.
That road does taper across there, but I think it's far enough off the road that it's not going to encroach there.
Right.
Because there is a right-of-way there as well on that one. It's not as big as the other one, but
Okay.
any other concerns? So we need a staff report on this one, please. Sammy.
There isn't much to report. The health and sheriff recommends approval. The county attorney saw no issues with the application, and Patricia and Michelle have been very compliant with any requests that we've had for additional information or anything like that. So yeah, the clerk's office also recommends approval.
Thanks. And thanks, Sammy, for all your help.
Thank you. Okay, any other concerns, comments, or entertain a motion?
Motion. And I'm assuming since the permit process and that review and everything, I wouldn't need to make that a part of the motion, since it's already built in. Okay. Then, go ahead.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Then, Mr. Chair, I move we approve the request for a modification for a hotel and restaurant, their hotel and restaurant license
License, yeah.
for Our Place on the River. It's located at 10281 Highway 50, Howard, Colorado, as presented in the application.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the modification. Any further discussion? No, seeing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good luck. I hope it
Thank
picks
you,
up like
guys.
you
Thank
hope it
you
does.
very much.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
luck with your endeavors.
Moving on to item number 3 is a minor subdivision 24-003, Fossil Trail Minor Subdivision. Steve Lindner and Char Lindner, consultant George Hall, requesting approval for a minor subdivision that would create a total of 2 lots. Lot 1 is 1.25 acres. Lot 2 is 26.63 acres. The subject property is located in Agriculture Suburban Zone District at 1402 South Street in Canyon City. Good morning, George.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. This is a fairly simple project, in my opinion. Basically, Mr. and Mrs. Linder is here present today. We're basically requesting to take a 1.25 acre place where they just recently built a new house. Went through all the process through the building department for that and everything. They're basically doing this for a estate planning type of thing. They don't have any plans on selling the bigger lot at this point in time. It is just simply to make the house be on its own lot away from the hay fields that they have. At the planning department, or the planning commission's meeting here 3 weeks ago, they approved the recommended approval of the waiver that we have presented to you, and open for any questions.
What is that waiver, George?
It's for the width of the flag lot. The existing property, platted in 94, I believe it was, left a 15-foot flag lot, where your current regulations actually require a 25-foot flag lot. My only explanation for that is that potentially back at that day and time that was had, it was a 15-foot flag lot compared to today being a 25-foot flag lot. No, I don't have any documentation that happened, but that's the only explanation that I can have.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I also do see a waiver for the drainage plan, is that correct?
Yes, we did a waiver for a drainage plan also.
And can you explain that? Why is that?
It's what we have been doing recently with all minor subdivisions. You guys have been granting them waivers for the drainage plan for minor subdivisions of, basically, the drainage plan for this whole property, when you're taking 26 acres into consideration, one dwelling on it is not going to make a lot of difference on the drainage. There is also an irrigation ditch that goes around this property, and any of the flow would be minimized to anybody on the surrounding the property in any fashion.
Okay, thank you. I just would like to note that the county engineer visited the property and he recommends that waiver
Yes,
as
ma'am.
well. But I appreciated the explanation of why more than because we usually do that.
Not a problem.
So we usually do that doesn't really mean much for me.
Not a
So,
problem, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions at this time? Staff report, please, Mr. Dan.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
So we have minor sub 24-003 Fossil Trail. Applicants are Steve and Char Linder, consultant George Hall. The request is for a 2-lot minor subdivision. Lot number 1 being 1.25 acres and lot number 2 being 26.63 acres. The property is located in the agricultural suburban zone district at 1402 South Street. Lot number 1 has all of their utilities taken care of and currently has a dwelling on it. Lot number 2 is a vacant lot with the irrigation water from the Fruitland ditch. Both lots meet the minimum requirements for the zone district. Minus one thing, I'll get into that in a second. So for lot standards, lot number 1 has access on South Street and lot number 2 has access out on 15th. Here's the part where we kind of address what George was just talking about. Lot number 1 has a 15-foot wide flag lot that comes off of South Street. That's all the property that they own there. So that's where they're taking access to their residents. Lot number 2 has access all day out to 15th Street if they need it. The applicant has requested a waiver for the drainage plan at the time of development. And the applicant requested a waiver for the width of lot number 1, which is the flag lot. The county engineer has been out to the property and he supports the deferment of the drainage plan until development. FCDOT has requested that driveway access permit would be required when applying for an address on lot number 2. So because of my regulations, and it states that that flag has to be 25 feet, my department actually recommends denial because it doesn't meet Appendix 1 Design Standards, Section B, specifically number 12, flag lot, which requests a 25-foot width. So my department had made the recommendation to reconfigure lot number 1 to comply with Appendix 1. That being said, with the location of the Fruitland Ditch, how it wraps around, them redesigning lot number 1 to meet my regs, I think is kind of a poor use of land, honestly. How they have it as proposed right now, while it doesn't meet my regs, it works.
Is it the current access?
Yes, it is the current access. I've been out to the lot myself. There's no safety issues if a fire truck ever had to get in there, if there's ever like a need for a response, like it works, it just doesn't work in my regs.
Right.
If the commission chooses, there's no contingencies. The conditions would be a drainage plan at the time of development for lot 1 and 2, and that the applicant submit for an access permit at the time of development for lot number 2. Planning Commission looked at this and they all agreed to approve the waivers that the applicant's requesting. So my regs kind of say that I must say denial and reconfiguration, but it kind of isn't right on this one. So it's a poor use of land.
So I think for clarity though, lot 1 is already built on, the house
Fully
is
built.
built, right?
Fully built, fully
So the
established.
drainage plan deferment would be basically for lot 2.
It'd be if they were ever gonna
Yeah.
put in a large barn on it. The acreage would be so small that if they ever came back in to put a large structure on it, then it actually could have a drainage issue.
Right.
That's the only reason why we're still recommending lot 1 in that drainage deferment.
Okay.
So that's all I have, unless you guys have other questions.
Any questions, commissioners?
I have none.
Nope.
Neither. I'd entertain a motion.
You want it?
You bet. Let me get back to the appropriate page over here. We got a lot going on. Again, I would mention, this is one of those, it's a very lengthy application that we have before us.
3 different packets,
Yes.
actually.
And so there's a lot of information here. The thing about it is, there's a lot of information, which means that not only have we had access to all of that information, but planning and zoning, our planning commission, our county engineer, all has had access to the information that they need to be able to either recommend or deny. So before I make this motion, I just would like to simply say, we always appreciate planning and zoning doing the job that they do. It's not an easy job that they have. And I know for Dan to step up and say, you know, I actually, because of our own regulations, I have to recommend denial on this. I think the 3 of us are the ones who hopefully are here to provide the voice of reason and to be able to say, I understand why you are denying this, but at the same time, we think this is a very viable project. And so, having said those things, Mr. Chair, I move to approve minor subdivision 24-003, the Fossil Trail minor subdivision. This is approval for a total of 2 lots. Lot 1 will be 1.25 acres. Lot 2 will be 26.63. This is for the property located at 1402 South Street in Canyon City. With
With,
2 conditions, no contingency items, 2 conditions. Condition 1 is the drainage plan and report will be done at the time of development noted on the plat for lots 1 and 2, as well as the applicant will submit an access permit at the time of development for lot 2.
and the waivers?
And including the waivers as well, yes.
The waiver for the drainage plan currently?
correct.
And the waiver for the width requirement of the flagpole on lot
Correct.
1?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, with all that, it has been moved and seconded to approve minor subdivision 24-003 Fossil Trail minor subdivision. Any further discussion? A lot of information and a lot of stuff in the
Lot of
motion there.
stuff.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, you don't have to move the house. You're good.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
That's always good.
That's always good news, right? Yeah, thanks, guys. Item number 4 is appointment of a new member of the Fremont County Tourism Council with a term ending December 31st, 2026. Turn to Commissioner Grantham.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. So our Fremont County Tourism Council, they oversee the, when Mr. Sutton was up here, you saw the lodging tax report that he gave, and that is their funding. And they use that to advertise and to promote tourism in this area. The Tourism Council is comprised of 7 folks that make those decisions on how that is spent, and we currently have actually 3 openings on there, and this is to fill one of those openings for a term that would end on December 31st, 2026. And the applicant that we have gotten a letter from is Donna Webb from Florence, and she sent a letter giving her a long list of good qualifications for why she should serve on this tourism council, and we're glad to have her willingness to participate in this and help make those decisions and volunteer on this community board. And so I would move for approval of Ms. Donna Webb to be a member of the Fremont County Tourism Council with a term ending December 31, 2026.
I second that, just with the note also that she does have a very impressive list of credentials to her name. I think she's going to make a great addition to this board.
Yep.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to appoint Donna Webb to the Fremont County Tourism Council. Any further discussion? You noted it, but I will note it again. With this one, that fills 1 spot. There is still 2 spots open on the Tourism Council. We did receive another letter today, I believe.
Yep.
But if anybody else that is interested that is in that industry already, more than welcome to apply. By statute. They do have to have some connection to tourism.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. They do have to have some connection.
Some
there.
connection, yeah. But anybody that is interested, fill out a letter of interest or go on to our website, Fremont County, I forgot the new one. Fremont County CO.gov, yeah. And it is available on there where you can fill it out right there and it comes directly to us. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Before you gavel out, we just have to point out, that we took care of business for you.
Emmy showed up.
We answered all your questions for you. Thank you. And approved you.
I was going to tell you denied the application. Yeah. Okay, with no other business before us, we are adjourned.